Got any pocket notes?
Right, we're recording.
Pocket pie.
Have you opened a toffee crisp just before?
I'll move the microphone.
No, because now. Hello and welcome to Don't Spoil the Ending, episode 20. This is a podcast about films, games, media, TV. I always kind of trail off there. It's like films and then games and then I don't know what.
Stuff.
Yeah, I always think you're going to go to general media.
Yeah.
Films, games, general media.
The internet, memes. It's just
But we're on
everything.
episode 20. That's a good number.
Milestone.
2-0, yep.
Great.
Congratulations, guys.
Yep.
Ooh.
Golf clap.
Celebratory podcast about Jono.
Radio 2 applause.
It's the most sort of self-righteous thing any of us have ever done. That. Clap ourselves for sitting in a room.
We've spoke about films for over 20 episodes.
Right, well, let's introduce ourselves. I am Joe.
I'm Nick.
I'm Sam.
And hi, I'm John.
Good stuff, guys. We're doing We're doing Grizzly Man this week.
Grizzly Man.
it's another contract. Another one of those moments. So we've got Grizzly Man lined up for the show this week.
Yeah,
so.
Werzer Herzog.
Yeah, great. It's a story about Timothy Treadwell.
Yep.
Yeah. Before we get on to that, should we talk about some general stuff this week?
Can I start with a couple of things? Nothing to do with films or anything, just what we've been up to this week kind of thing. I mean, you guys won't have heard of this because we work in different offices, but me and Nick in the office with a few of the other guys did a Cheerios competition this week.
Okay.
on lunch.
When he says some of the guys, it was John and Meg.
Yeah, Meg gave it a go, yeah.
But John was the main person who tried it. Basically, I have a box of Cheerios and Meg posed the question, how many Cheerios can you fit up your nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meg started off, I think she got one or two, did she, maybe?
She didn't dare do any more. You got to about 5 or something like that?
4. I got 4 up there, but that was quite comfortable. I could put another 2 up easily, but I left it at 4, so I'm currently the champion.
I just imagine you doing a line of Cheerios here.
Yeah, just ground up.
Ground up your clothes up there.
They actually think that you might have snorted one.
Yeah, I was a bit worried, like only 3 came back down. No, yeah, but that was good. That was a laugh. Did that. And there's one other thing I just want to run by you guys. I might have mentioned it before. Stop me if this is boring.
Moving on.
Me and Nick have discussed this a few times in work. Like a documentary idea, getting a documentary going, you know, that kind of thing. Just an idea for a documentary. Kind of fits in with Timothy Treadwell, Grizzly Man.
Yeah. What would the documentary be of?
You kind of thinking The Office, kind of like.
No. You see, we're thinking like Nick is an atheist. I'm more of an agnostic. I posed a question a while ago in the office, like, would you sell your soul to the devil and actually sign a contract and do this properly? And Nick's well up for it. So I was thinking, do a documentary where he actually signs the contract on the documentary. Okay. And then follow him and see what happens.
See if all this one through.
Yeah.
See if we become like stupidly rich in a very short amount of time, something like that.
But you see, I've literally got the intro like in my head worked out. It'll be like the back of you at a chair, like a table in a chair. The camera slowly zooms into you and like a voiceover of you going, "I've always been an atheist. This means nothing to me, signing this contract." You know, like a really dramatic opening. But like Joe kind of mentioned, I don't know where to go from there. Just follow you around for a couple of years to see what happens. But yeah, what do you think about that for an idea for a documentary?
Like, fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
but genuinely though, if I did just manage to get like stardom like overnight, that would be a dead interesting documentary. I mean, obviously it's not going to happen, but
You could do it rather than documentary, sort of like a YouTube vlog, sort of like a daily upload of sort of like what you've done that day.
Like a video essay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You'd get your stardom more through that than a documentary.
There's a future podcast.
That's what you wanted. Yeah. Well, that's why you sell your soul, isn't it?
How ironic would that be? You become famous because of the documentary like video essay. That'd be amazing. And I'll just be tagging along and I haven't even sold my soul. I'd be like, yeah.
Coattails.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Been an eventful week this week, hasn't it? stuff.
Yep.
So, I mean, Kevin Smith comes up with ideas on his podcast all the time.
Does
Came
he?
up with film ideas and actually made them, didn't he?
Well, he mentioned Tusk on the podcast,
Tusk.
didn't he? That came up on
Yep. That was about a guy that dressed up as a whatever it was.
Yeah, a guy who was obsessed with killing like a walrus, was it?
Walrus, yeah.
So he'd capture people and turn them into a walrus to fight them. Yeah, that was a shit film.
Well, that came up on the podcast and it was like, should we do this podcast? And loads of people obviously replied, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to say no if they listen to his podcast, kind of thing.
Could we just quickly go into Kevin Smith a bit? Like, because I think we're all familiar with him, aren't we?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a fan anymore, but we're all familiar with Smith. Do you listen to the Smodcast at all? I don't anymore, but...
I used to.
Well, yeah, I mean, I never listened to the Smodcast, but I listened to Tell 'em Steve Dave, which is related.
Yep.
It's one of the Smod... What do they call it?
It's Smodcast Network.
Yeah,
It's
well,
Smodco.
yeah, it's the better one of the better shows on there.
I remember one of the last ones I listened to was when The Dark Knight Rises came out, and he gave a great review for that. And I don't know why I stopped listening, to be honest, but he did a really good job of talking about that. But yeah, film-wise, it's fell off a cliff for me ever since like Cop Out.
I think he
Jersey
admits,
Girl.
He admits it though.
Yeah.
Kinda like he admits Cop Out is his sort of like lowest
Point.
ebb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of,
I mean, I don't get why, because Dogma is one of my favourite films, because I love Dogma. I'm going off Chasing Amy a bit nowadays, but Clerks is great, Mallrats is better than ever, I think. And then after that, he just kind of started doing... was it Jersey Girl? Did he do that?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, did a Cop Out. Yeah, just doesn't do interesting stuff anymore, I don't think.
Cop Out was sort of like not Hollywood, but it had a bigger budget behind it, and he had to follow someone else's idea. It wasn't his idea, like Clerks and Dogma. Like Clerks was his baby kind of thing, like that he maxed out credit cards for and sort of
to
like
make it.
took to film festivals and was a dick at film festivals, but somehow still made it. And, 'cause he just thought he was going to fail, didn't he? Sort of like just the showing. I think some people even walked out of the showing for Clerks and stuff like that. And then I think they then got the idea of doing it in black and white and stuff like that. So.
I believe it was just cheaper. The film, black and white film's cheaper. So, like, say he maxed out like 30 grand on credit cards or something to make it. But it kind of benefited as well at the time from the whole Tarantino wave that was going on. You know, in indie filmmaking, Reservoir Dogs had just come out and people were going mad for it, and then Pulp Fiction followed. And it kind of fit in with that Miramax indie film wave that was going at the time, like,
Yeah, I mean, I watched Clerks recently for the first time. I mean, I liked it.
It's one of them films that when I was 14, I thought it was the best one I've ever seen, kind of thing. But, you know, like nowadays, it looks like an amateur filmmaker, doesn't it, when you watch it now?
Well, that's it. Like, I could appreciate what it was and how it was done and all that. But, I don't know if some of it just went over my head. Or whether it's just watching that film in 2017 is just that's what it is.
And, like, one of the big things for me was there's loads of Star Wars references in it. And in 1994, 95, that wasn't happening all over the place. So, like, as a Star Wars fan, when you watch that film and see it, you're like, oh, God, somebody else likes Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no internet or anything to find. There's massive fan bases out there or anything.
Yeah.
But, like I say, nowadays, everyone likes Star Wars. So it's kind of like everyone does it. But back then it was a bit quite unique, you know, that kind of thing.
It's all over the place now, Star Wars.
Yeah, it's quite big, isn't
It's doing alright, aren't it?
A bit of dumb comment. I think there's too much Star Wars, to be honest.
I agree with you.
I mean, you're a fan and you're saying that. I don't like Star Wars. It's everywhere.
I think when you get too much of something, it dilutes what's special about it, kind of thing.
That's that. You can carry that through anything, though, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, you might like a band, and then they get big, and then, I mean, everyone says, "Oh no, I still like them as much," but when they were your own sort of thing, like
your discovery kind of thing.
Yeah. So like, quite the example of this is, have you heard of Skrillex?
I've heard you mention him.
Right. So Skrillex is like one of the top sort of DJs going these days in the sort of scene. They call it the EDM scene, which just sounds very preposterous and up its own arse.
Yeah.
But,
What does that stand for, sorry?
Electronic dance music. I was trying to think of a better one.
I was thinking digital or something, but no.
Yeah, it's
dance.
just electronic dance music.
Right.
Like, he was in a band, and he was the singer of a band, and it wasn't a very good band, but it was like my favourite band when I was a teenager. Like, nobody knew who they were. So he used to use the whole Skrillex sort of moniker then, but he wasn't like a big thing. He wasn't a known thing. And like I used that on some of my usernames just because nobody knew what it was. It was like just an alter ego of a band guy that I liked the band of. And then he blew up. He left the band and then blew up into like a massive dance DJ. Used the name. So now a lot of my accounts look like I'm some weird little fanboy because he went and won Grammys. He won like loads of Grammys, and like my
You're
name.
just this massive sellout fan kind of thing.
Yeah,
Just,
it's like, can you imagine going on Steam or someone and then playing against like Lionel Richie 1 2 3? Like, that's what that was like, and I'm still fuming about that because I still can't change my PS4 one either.
yeah, he was better in the Commodores, before he went solo. There.
Yeah, so I think that idea flows through most things in life. Everything's great when it's just an undiscovered your own thing. I like a band at the moment that's happening too. They're headline. I think they're headlining the Warped Tour now. Dance Come and Dance. They're one of my favourite bands. They have been for years, and now they're starting to get loads of commercial success. And I'm like, don't like this anymore.
Just tone it down a bit.
I mean, I still like all the music and like think it's as good as it's ever been. But I'm like, stop getting so many fans.
Yeah,
I'm happy
stop
for you.
Becoming popular.
You were my band. So what's going on to this podcast?
Well, Jono's not here today. He's making it big somewhere.
Yeah, he's left. No, he's not left.
Just on that, like, quickly come back to the Star Wars thing. Like, I'm totally fine. I know, like, the point you mentioned there, how it's just everywhere now. For me, there's levels of it. Like, for me, you shouldn't have more than one film of any series every 3 years. Should be a 3-year gap at least, really. Yeah. Like, this is like one a year now. It's like, that's too much, One a year is too much.
Is this Disney? Being
Disney, did the same with Marvel. I like Marvel until it was like 1 million films a year, and then it's like there's nothing special about it anymore. Like it's just every couple of months you'll get a new Marvel film kind of thing. They dilute what's good about their properties. Yeah. Sorry to bring it back to a Disney rant again.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else got anything they want to talk about this week?
Got a few
that
films.
Doesn't include snorting Cheerios or making Nick sell his soul to the devil.
Yeah.
Might
got a few things.
It might still happen, man. Just watch this space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose you could do it on the podcast, couldn't you? Still an audio format.
Verbal agreement.
Cool. Do some EVPs one time, maybe. Try and get a few electronic voice phenomena on the podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh, branch out.
I could literally like sell my soul to the devil on the podcast.
Yeah.
And you can get audio of the devil
Talking back to you. Just sign here, please, Nick.
Be multi-platform then. Yeah. We have a podcast and a YouTube channel then.
How about Nick? You request. I would like to sign my soul away to the devil, and then we'll leave a pause and we'll see if there's any sort of like.
Well, I actually
EVP feedback.
After John asked me, I actually googled it and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't seem that bad."
Well, don't commit to it. Just sort of say I'm considering it, and then see if there's a response in the
leave yourself some room to wiggle room out.
I think you kind of ask him, and then like he comes up with his horns and stuff, and big scepter, and you basically say, right, you can have my soul, but first I want to be a billionaire for the rest of my life. I want worldwide fame, and I want to live forever.
Oh, did you hear it? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'd like Nick's opinions do not reflect the opinions of the Don't Spoil the Ending podcast.
Yeah, I'm agnostic. Just point out.
please do not email in.
If the devil's listening,
please use Nick's personal email address if he's going to email in.
Yeah,
or just my Twitter, maybe.
Yeah, if the devil's listening, tweet Nick. Don't be.
I feel like we're on really like shaky ground.
Maybe. Yeah, but maybe you never know. We might.
I mean,
might get
I didn't really fancy getting back into that anyway. But
I can imagine John's going to go home, and then for some reason we're all going to look at Twitter tomorrow, and he's going to have 1 million followers. It's like, has this happened? Yeah,
I could just blow up overnight now.
Like literally.
Could do it well. It's the devil. So.
Yeah. Right, move on from that. Move on as quickly as possible. What were we going to say, Nick?
I've got a few films that I watched last week. I wanted to bring up a few, like another list, like I did last week.
Take your time.
Right. Okay. I can't remember any of them. No.
Good start.
I'm trying to think. Oh, actually,
The Illusionist.
yeah, what? Right, okay. I've watched The Illusionist.
So, John, what films has Nick watched?
Has anyone watched The Illusionist? Seen this? No.
Yeah, yeah, but it was literally 10 years ago when it
Edward
came
Norton.
out.
Have you seen The Prestige?
Yes, great film.
It's like John said. It came out not long after that. It's kind of similar. Well, it's not at all, but it's you can tell it's it was made because of
Yeah, it feels to me like how they did like Armageddon and Deep Impact. They always have like two similar films in production. It feels like The Prestige and The Illusionist, a similar kind of thing to it.
I enjoyed it. It's a good film. I'd recommend it. It's on Netflix if anyone's got Netflix, so get on there.
Yeah, like I said, I watched it 10 years ago. I can't remember anything about it at all now. It's such a long time ago now to watch it.
Apart from that, I watched an old classic, which I'd never seen before, so I thought I'd give it a go. The Fly. Anyone seen it?
Yep.
I know the story. I've seen the Simpsons parody. I don't think I've actually ever watched the film.
I think I'd seen a parody. It might have been on The Simpsons, to be honest. But I've never seen the film, so I thought I'd give it. It's really good, actually. It's quite a good film.
Yeah, I love it. David Cronenberg. It's like body horror and stuff like. Yeah, it's great. Jeff Goldblum's amazing in it. Gina Davis.
I also watched Las Vegas.
Yep.
This one's a bit more of a newer film. It's got all the old men from Hollywood. So it's got Samuel Jackson, Robert De Niro, all the other old ones.
They're not in it, are they?
What?
Las Vegas. Is it not like Michael Douglas, Morgan Freeman,
Who did I say?
Samuel L. Jackson,
Oh no!
and Robert De Niro?
That sounds really racist.
Is De Niro in it?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah.
Was he? Was he the other guy?
Yeah. He's definitely in it, but I just got the black guy mixed up. No, that weren't even my fault. Well, it was, but
I think Kevin Kline's in it as well. I think
this podcast is going in a really bad direction, isn't it? I've already sold my soul. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother editing any of that out. To teach you all a lesson, we're leaving it in.
That's fine by me. Yeah, it's got Morgan Freeman, Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, and they all have one last blowout before they die.
Is it not for Michael Douglas's wedding?
Yeah, but
It's just a hangover.
For all people,
Pretty
basically, that's pretty much what it is. He's getting married to a really young woman, into Michael Douglas, so he gets all his old mates to come out and have a blowout with him. But during the course of the film, he realises, what am I doing, marrying like a 30-year-old woman? I should be,
you could pretty much guess what was going to happen in the film, to be honest.
Is it just like drugs and like
Oh, it actually is, yeah.
snorting Cheerios?
Yeah,
Huge
it's more like drugs, as in like heart pills and stuff.
Right, okay.
No, I'd recommend it for a bit of light watching. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last one on the list is a film called From Hell. You seen it? Yeah.
Yep, I've seen it, yep.
But it sounds like that's where you're going after the recent conversation.
No. I'm not from hell. I'm going to hell.
You're in the sequel.
Yeah. This one's what's his name? Oh, what's his bloody name?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that one. It's Johnny Depp, and he is a police detective who's investigating the Yorkshire. No.
The Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
not Yorkshire Ripper. Jack the Ripper.
A lot of them.
Yeah, he's investigating the Jack the Ripper murders. It's really quite interesting.
I have heard of that one. Yeah, definitely heard of
It's
that.
got its own theory as to who the murderer is.
Yeah.
Don't know if I buy it, but
Well, when I was growing up, that was like a popular theory that it was a royal surgeon. I believe is that what the film makes out, who was Jack the Ripper kind of thing.
right.
And I heard that loads when I was
not
a kid.
only was it like a royal surgeon, though, he was like it was part of like the Illuminati, which got a bit far fetched for me at that point.
Yeah.
Isn't the Jack the Ripper the one where they connected? They thought they'd solved it, and they said, "Well, it was this Polish hairdresser."
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the same Jack.
Yeah.
But apparently, no. Like they debunked that. Not long after.
I'm sure they've not long ago they've actually come out with another theory saying, "Oh no, this time we got it. We know who it is. We got it this time." So I mean, I can't remember the story, but I was reading about it, so it might be worth checking that out.
Yeah.
Not long ago, they might have actually found the real murderer.
Yeah, just one final point on the film as well. You might have heard of it because it was based on a comic book, like a graphic novel kind of thing, in a similar vein to like Watchmen and stuff like that. And it was directed by the Hughes brothers, who were like hot property at the time, but they did the Book of Eli. That's another film I know that they did, but yeah.
I really like Book of Eli.
Yeah,
It's
let
one
me
of my
mention it.
favourite
Yeah.
films, Book of Eli.
On the religious sort of context. So,
Yep.
anything else, Nick?
No, that's my list of films.
Cool. I watched Ted 2 recently.
Oh yeah.
First time, or
First time I've seen that. I've seen Ted 1 before.
it's not as good as the first, is it?
No.
It's a good film, but it's not as good.
Yeah, there were parts that I found funny. Not got much to say about it, to be honest, but it was one of them passable, so I can put this on for a bit.
Yeah, I was really disappointed with it. I quite liked the first one, but 2 just felt like a cheap cash-in kind of thing. Literally, they're just rushing it out quickly to make a bit more money off it.
Yeah, that surprises me. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but you liked that.
Yeah, the
a few
first one.
episodes ago, I said Hot Rod. There was a joke in there that had Family Guy humour, and then we had feedback from listeners saying, "What are they on about? The Hot Rod's got Family Guy like humour in it." Like, no, there was about one joke in the film. But that Ted and Ted 2 is literally that is Family Guy. That's who that is.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, isn't it?
Yeah. So like, if you liked that, maybe you should finally give Family Guy a go.
No.
What I feel, well, not I feel. I know John said it before. It doesn't like the idea of the whole like flashbacks to like stupid memories kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
But on that, I think you should watch American Dad because that is the same kind of humour, but it's basically like Ted, but in cartoon form because I prefer it, to be honest. It's a lot better. So it's a lot more story based as well. Like
On subject to cartoons, has anyone ever watched Rick and Morty?
yeah, I have watched it before.
Right. I watched a few minutes of that because I was like, do you know what? People seem to like this. I think I actually got onto them through. I was watching. Well, I was listening to Hurt by 9 Inch Nails,
Yeah.
and I was on the comment section just looking at the top comments because normally I just check the top comments, see what it was. And like every top comment on that was about Rick and Morty. I was like, so this must have been used in an episode of that. So that sort of made me a bit more aware of what Rick and Morty is. I know what I've heard. Of
Are you
it.
sure it was their version? Are you sure it weren't Johnny Cash's version? No one cares.
No, it was
about
the
Nine Inch
it was the
Nails.
9 Inch Nails version. Yeah. So like I thought like a few weeks later I came across a video on Facebook. And it was like a full episode of Rick and Morty just on Facebook. So I was like, I'll watch a few minutes of this. Where like Rick is like a scientist and he made himself into a pickle. And I watched about 3 or 4 minutes of it. I thought it was quite funny actually. He's like, Morty, I'm a pickle. And he's like, why are you a pickle? It's like, why not? So like, I was like, it was interesting.
I've watched like 5 or 6 episodes of it. Like, do you know what it's about? Like in general, the show.
No, I imagine it's a scientist who lives in a garage or something.
Well, it like started off and it's just like this kid and he's got this drunk scientist granddad kind of thing. And his granddad's just like, oh, come on, let's go and travel to a different planet. Kind of, and honestly, it's just weird. It is funny though.
Having watched a very small amount of it, that was a spot on impression. I thought. But yeah, no, I might actually give a bit more of that of a watch. I'll report back in the future.
Like I've not watched it any more than it's been a while, like good year maybe since I've watched an episode, but like I've watched 6 episodes. I don't know why I didn't watch more of it, to be honest.
I watched a bit of Futurama recently.
I love Futurama. Love Futurama.
Amazing.
I'm sure I might just be making this up, but I'm sure not long ago I seen that there's news that it might be getting a reboot or something.
I think that news floats around every
I guess
for 18 months. You go, Futurama might be coming back, and then one day it did. And then it went away again.
Yeah, they did those like standalone films that they then chopped up and aired as TV episodes. Which is like, well, what's the point? Just do a new series. Like.
But no, they did actually do a series after that.
Yeah,
they did the films and they did one more series.
Oh right.
Yeah, with all the original like voice cast and everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what they were talking about though. Doing another. I know, like you say, it happens every year or so, but I'm pretty sure they're saying it again now.
Yeah, but like Family Guy got cancelled like 2 or 3 times and then brought back and then proper made an impact.
I know it got cancelled the once after like it might have only been the first season.
It was really early on, like 2003 or 4 or something.
I mean, it was like after season 3 it got cancelled. I think.
But like because of like how much money they were making on like DVD sales, they were like, all right, I kind of want a bit more of this actually.
Yeah, I remember I bought seasons 1, 2, and 3 on DVD, and like that's how I heard about it. I don't even know why I picked it up or anything. I just saw them. And, one of the seasons.
There seemed to be a lot more back in the early 2000s. People seem to have a lot more power in terms of getting TV shows renewed. It's like people were constantly trying to get Firefly. I know they never got it done in the end, but they were banging on trying to get Firefly remade, which never happened. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't really hear that nowadays, where people are like petitioning for shows to be.
I see a Firefly petition going on like about once a year, same as Futurama kind of thing. But I mean, I would love to see that back again. But
can we talk about? Can we move on to Game of Thrones? I know you've got a podcast on it since I edit it. So like that latest episode, I'll give you my point of view on it. I thought it was the best episode in a long time. I thought it was the best one. Now I listened to a bit of your podcast.
Yeah.
And I know, John, you weren't that fond of it.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, critical though.
It just all feels a bit predictable to me. That's the only the
I
biggest.
get that.
You know, when you're not that shocked by anything, it's kind of like, well.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that. That leaked early, and
Yeah.
so in this country, is it on a Monday night?
It technically has at 2 a.m. on a Monday, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that episode Saturday morning, at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I went and found a version of it. Probably legally. Yeah.
I was going to say, are we allowed to say that?
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Yeah, no, well, it was news, wasn't it? It came out and got leaked. So I watched an old. It's like it had the watermark on it of the India TV station. It had the little time clock on the bottom, which was like running the start and the end. The mad thing about it, the start had the whole, the TV like test signal where it's just colours and like a beep noise. That was at the start of it, and then at the end it was the credits, but with like no sound. So it was so it was like after the credits, it was like a rerun of the intro of the show.
You sure there was? I don't think there was any sound on
This is
the
the thing I was going to say.
Sorry, I didn't mean the credits. I meant like it was a repeat of the intro scene.
Oh, okay.
So the intro sort of credits,
right.
and they replayed that with no sound on it.
Fair enough.
Which was like, obviously, for people who want to use that for editing purposes or whatever.
Yeah.
But I watched a version of it like that, and whilst it was cool to watch it early, kind of regretted watching it because I wanted to watch that in HD after I'd watched it. Do you know what I mean? Like
definitely.
Like
it's the
being
whole,
such an action-heavy episode and stuff, you want to.
Was that released as a result of the hack?
Yes, so HBO got hacked, and there's a lot of things going on about it. I think a couple of episodes of Ballers got released, and an episode of something else. But
apparently, there's been a lot of like actors' details and producers' details that they're basically threatening to release, like actual contact information and bank details and all this jazz.
HBO are saying that they haven't got that. No, they've literally said that they're refusing that that's been
obtained. Yeah.
I would have thought HBO was sort of like almost like a distributor. And they're not like, I know they'll have some original programming, but aren't they just a station where like a production company will make the show and then they buy the rights to show?
Yeah, pretty much like a TV show, like a film studio kind of thing. Like I would almost believe them that they wouldn't have that information on actors and producers and stuff. Yeah.
Well, talking of HBO and Game of Thrones, I've put together a little game for you.
All right.
So we are like this has been inspired by the latest meme. This is meme news now. This is the meme news section.
Meme news update.
So after the recent episode of Game of Thrones, there was pictures of Bran going round, but with tweets from Jaden Smith's Twitter account. Now, Jaden Smith is Will Smith's son, and he's known for being a bit of a weirdo.
Is this going to be that video that he did where it's like, octopuses have 8 legs?
I don't know about that one.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Oh, you need to watch this video.
Well, so I'm going to pick a couple of quotes out, and we're going to go around the room and see if you think that it's a Jaden Smith quote or a Bran Stark quote. So that's what we're going to do here.
Okay.
All right. Get the first one up.
I want to point out I have no knowledge of either of them, really. So
you're coming in last place here.
Maybe.
All right.
I'm assuming it's going to be a 50-50 chance.
So is this a Bran quote or a Jaden Smith quote? I didn't want anyone to die for me. I'm looking at
Jaden Smith.
You're going for Jaden Smith. Nick, what are you going for?
See, like the smart money would go with Bran, but I have to go with Jaden.
No, it's definitely Bran. I'm going Jaden though.
Sam?
I mean, I agree with both of you, but I'm still going to go with Jaden Smith.
Are you all going for Jaden Smith?
Yeah. No, well, I'll switch to Bran then, if this was
Oh, no,
Jaden.
don't. No, you keep
I'm switching over to
your
Bran.
answer.
Okay, well, I'll take it. Well, that was a quote by Bran Stark.
Yes.
I knew it was. I actually knew it was, but...
Okay.
no more switching at last minute.
How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
That's definitely Jaden.
Jaden.
Definitely Jaden.
Jaden.
That's all. You're all correct there. All them.
How can mirrors be real if eyes aren't real? I can't even comprehend.
That was actually from that video I was on about before. Like,
Right.
there's a video of him just like he looks into the camera and goes, "How can mirrors be real if eyes aren't real?" Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the main ones I saw. It was a picture of Bran speaking and then that quote underneath it. Okay. All the rules in this world were made by someone no smarter than you, so make your own. Is that a Jaden Smith or is that a Bran Stark book quote?
Just repeat that for me, please.
And all the rules in this world were made by someone no smarter than you, so make your own.
I'm going to go Bran.
Bran Stark.
It sounds too long a sentence for Jaden Smith.
I'm definitely going with Bran.
Bran.
That's a Jaden Smith quote.
No,
Actually-
Jaden.
Is it actually Jaden?
It
though?
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Sounds really smart.
Yeah.
If newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on planet Earth.
Jaden.
Jaden.
Yep, Jaden.
That's a Bran Stark quote. That's a Jaden Smith quote. Chaos is a ladder.
That's definitely Bran. Though.
Yeah, Bran.
Well, actually, it's Littlefinger, really, but let's go with Bran.
Bran.
I'll go with Bran. Off these two knowledge.
That was a Bran Stark quote.
Yay.
Wasn't even a Littlefinger quote.
Wait, it actually was.
Littlefinger was speaking before that, apparently.
No, but like in season 3, Littlefinger did say that. That's why Bran said it to him. Sorry, to get all nerdy.
Someone needs to fact check that.
No, I actually did for last episode. That's why I know.
Is this a Bran Stark quote or a Jaden Smith quote? Dying is mainstream. # money.
Bran, definitely Bran.
Yeah.
Definitely Bran. I'm Jaden.
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 Yes, Jaden.
Actually, Game of Thrones started using hashtags in the show.
Yeah, that would be amazing, that.
Hashtag sword.
Like, Bran just turns to the camera, just tweet me to let me know what you think about the last scene.
I'm here, only I'm broken. Will you fix me?
That's a tough one.
Say it again, please.
I'm here, only I'm broken. Will you fix me?
I can imagine both of them saying it.
I'm going to go for Bran.
I'm going with Jaden. Sorry.
I'll go Jaden.
It's a Bran Stark.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, fair enough.
No.
2 more. I dream of a tree sometimes.
Right, I'm gonna have to go with Bran.
Bran.
Jaden.
The Weirwood Tree.
It's a Bran Stark.
Yes.
And the last one this week.
This week is just going to be a weekly feature.
Trees are never sad. Look at them every once in a while. They're quite beautiful.
Oh no.
Judging by the last quote, I kind of want to go Bran because he's got to be
It's got to be
but
Bran. It's got to
I
be.
don't know if Joe's throwing it in there.
Well, I'm going with Jaden.
You going with Jaden?
Yeah.
Jaden.
I'll go with Bran.
That was a Jaden Smith quote.
I was hoping that would be a trick question. I thought you were trying to trip us up last one.
And the bonus question, I watch Twilight every night. Was that Bran Stark or Jaden Smith?
Oh.
Joe Marsh.
I'm going to bleep my last name out of that.
Oh.
Right, okay.
My last name gets mentioned all the time.
Right. Yeah, so that's me done with my stuff. The only other things I've done, well, I don't know. I've done my fantasy football team, and it's relying very heavily, both of them, on Christian Eriksen. And now new stories have came out that he might go to Barcelona now. so I'm not very happy. And then, the very last thing I'm going to talk about this week.
Can I just, before you do, can I just mention, going back to that quiz, I think we almost virtually drew. I think Inman might have won by 1, and me and it might have finished level.
If only we had someone here who was good at maths.
Jono! Count this up for us and let us know.
Last thing I'd say, I've listened to a lot of music over the last couple of weeks. Dance Gavin Dance, I like them. They're one of my favourite bands. I've listened to a lot of that. They went through 3 different singers over their career, and every era has been amazing. They've had something like 20 members over the time. But yeah, it's really good. I recommend that if you're into weird post-hardcore, strange, intricate, post-hardcore.
I'm just imagining the iTunes genres, post-hardcore, strange, intricate.
It's I don't know. It's been called everything from that to math rock or just intricate. It's technical music with 2 singers or a singer and a screamer and stuff. So I've listened to a lot of that. I'm not the first person to do this, but I've started to discover that I like Kendrick Lamar.
I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
Big fan of Kendrick.
I've been listening to a lot of that recently. I feel like I'm about 5-6 years late on that particular.
Oh yeah. He's quoting Dr. Dre, he's at the top of his playlist on Dr. Dre's playlist. So
yeah. And Tyler, the Creator's album was released a couple of weeks ago, and that's really good. That's a departure from his usual sort of thing, which is a bit more offensive. He said in an interview that he much preferred the stuff that he was producing, and so he took a lot of his own stuff out of it, so kept his raps a lot shorter. And he was like, "This isn't my funniest album." But I really like it. It's probably not my favourite one he's done, but he's getting commercial success with this one. I know he had before, but. Yeah, it's a different style of music that he's creating. I quite liked it.
Just on the subject of rappers, it's just a little anecdote. You might have seen a little news article that came out this week. The rapper ASAP. Have you heard of the rapper ASAP Rocky?
Yes, this is a great news story.
Yeah. I just loved it. There was a news story this week that said that Liam Gallagher thought he was called WhatsApp Ricky. I thought that was just genius.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the Gallaghers are just both amazing.
Yeah, so that's all I was really wanted to talk about there. That's all I've got this week.
I've just got into the app that you were on about, and you got to use it before it got withdrawn, didn't you?
I did, yeah. There's the app's called Face App, and for one evening only, they allowed you to.
That wasn't a selling point, for one evening only.
No, so they added an update feature where you could basically look at what you look like under different races. So if you were a white guy like me, you could go, well, this is what I'd look like if I was either black or from India or Asian. So I used that app before it got taken straight off the marketplace.
Did it force an update or?
No, because the way it works is it sort of links in. It's like a server thing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so it's like an automatic update almost.
I guess it'd be like a Snapchat filter. So Snapchat change their filters all the time. Whenever you update the.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I was able to use that before that rightly got taken off the App Store.
Yeah, I mean, he sent me a picture of me, and I look like Bill Cosby.
Well, I couldn't find an original photo of you on my phone so quickly because I was so excited to use the app. And I came across a picture of you that I'd done where I'd put the old filter on you already, and then I applied the terminology was the black filler, and
that's actually what they called it.
Yeah, it was like Caucasian, black, Indian, I think, and Asian. Yeah. And then I just went, John just came out looking like Bill Cosby.
Yeah, so, I was quite happy with it.
You've got a lot of stuff coming up, haven't you, Bill?
Yeah. Got a court case this week. Yeah, Inman, have you got anything you want to go into?
A couple of shows. Seinfeld, which I've obviously mentioned before, sort of really getting to the end of that and trying to just blast through it, so I do just finish it.
Yeah, I fell way behind from where you are, but I still love it though.
The point that you made where Kramer sort of like works in an office, that episode came up. It is just a self-contained.
Is it just a one-off thing?
One
I don't know. I had a memory. It's been like from 20 years ago now, but I had a memory of like going through the whole season or something.
No, you do actually find out a few episodes later, like what his real job was. So basically, he gets a phone call and he puts the phone down, puts his coat on, and he's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Oh, the strike's been called off." It's like, so he's been on strike for sort of like 12 years apparently. Like,
That's quite good.
They're all like, "What, you're on strike?" And I'm like, well, "It's embarrassing to be unemployed." So no, I'm just trying to get through that because it's a bit far-fetched now. Like I said, sort of like it does that from season 3, but it slowly just gets worse and worse. Really.
Gets like more zanier kind of thing. Yeah.
The other show is Sneaky Pete, which is the Amazon original, which I watched about 6 episodes pretty quickly, and then just never went back to it. And I'm not entirely sure why. I think like I wasn't a great fan of Bryan Cranston in it. I don't think he suits his character. But I just think there was a few other things that I was just watching anyway, so I never really went back to it. Nothing else to watch recently, so I went back to it, watched 7, 8 and 9 all in one go because it just hooked me again, and I was like, I need to carry on watching this, but I'm not sure there's that many episodes of season 1 left anyway.
Right. No, I watched the pilot of it when it first aired. I really enjoyed it. I same as you. I don't know why I haven't picked it back up again. I really should do, to be honest. But,
no, it was really good.
I'm the same as you today. I watched the first 2 episodes, enjoyed it, never went back to it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth sticking with because it's about a con man. You are trying to work out what he's doing and whether he's doing a con, and then if this is part of a long con. So there are sort of like theories behind it and like who knows what and sort of like what's going on and stuff like that. So it's really good. I like it.
Is there just a 1 season so far?
I think it's 1 season so far, and then I wouldn't be surprised if it was continued next year or whatever like that.
I do like some of the Amazon originals though. There is some really good Amazon originals out there. So
And I think the next thing I was looking at was Hand of God.
I that's another one I've watched the first episode because I really like the lead actor.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, sorry.
He's in Sons of Anarchy.
I loved him in that, so I was like, I kind of fancy a bit more Ron Perlman. I watched the first episode. I didn't really like him in that role so much. I prefer him as like a big like lead guy. He seemed too vulnerable in that for me.
The attraction of watching that was that he is in it. So like I wonder if I have the same feelings when I come. I mean, get
definitely give it a go.
Yeah.
Like, I intended on watching more. I just didn't get round to it, but definitely give it a go.
No, nearly finished Seinfeld and should be finishing Sneaky Pete pretty soon, which I'd recommend.
Cool. I've just got one film really, if that's okay. But I feel like you're not a big Batman Begins fan, Nick, are you?
I wouldn't say I'm. Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. And I don't know. Have you seen it, Inman?
Watched it a long time ago on like a school trip or something.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I might need to just talk at you then, Joe, if that's okay for a minute, because I know you're a fan of...
Which one was this?
Batman Begins, the first Nolan Batman film.
The funny thing is, I rewatched the second and third in this trilogy recently. I didn't watch the first one.
It's funny, I mean, I've not seen it since like 2012 when the Dark Knight Rises came out.
I think that's probably the same for me.
Yeah, me and Mike went from work to do like a double bill of the first 2 films in one night. That was amazing. But yeah, I put it on last Sunday and absolutely loved it. On a bit of a Nolan kick after Dunkirk the other week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was fantastic, and it's even more powerful now watching it after you know how the trilogy finishes. Because there's so many motifs that go all the way through the whole trilogy that you only pick up on at the end, kind of thing. Do you remember like the whole "Why do we fall" thing they always go back to?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why do we fall, Master Wayne? And it's like, so you can learn to pick yourselves back up. But like that comes back in the Dark Knight Rises, but it's all over Batman Begins. You know, they've laid the groundwork there to kind of fit through them all.
That just speaking from a sort of overall point of view, that film is just a groundwork film, isn't it? It's introducing you to Christian Bale as Batman.
It is, but I mean, I'm going to come on to it. But I think this is better than the Dark Knight. After watching it again last week, as a standalone film, I think it works better. I think it's the best of the trilogy, to be honest with you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
it ties back into sort of your rewatch almost theory
Totally.
of Nolan.
The Nolan thing, me and Nick were talking about the Prestige in work today, and just talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, that happened. You wouldn't even know that happened unless you watched it again, kind of thing. You know, there's bits in that film that you wouldn't pick up on.
That film, I've seen it once. I've loved it. I absolutely loved the film, but I do feel like I need to watch it again to understand it properly.
Definitely. There's bits in that film that you're designed not to get it on the first watch, you know what I mean? On the second watch, you're like, oh, of course, you know, that kind of thing.
That is great planning and foresight to build that into your first film, knowing that in the second or third film, whatever, like, that's going to be picked back up again. And
you're going to call back to it. Yeah. Even to the point of, in like, they mention all the time, like, Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul in the first one. And he mentions theatricality and deception all the time, you know, like, these are the agents we use. And then Baines repeats that all over The Dark Knight Rises, you know, they just keep calling back to stuff from this earlier film. Yeah, I just loved it. There's a few points I want to go into if that's okay. Just the fact that, like, Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne and Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. And it's a standard comic trope, but they start off as friends at the start of the film, like best friends, and they end up becoming villains. They call it out an Unbreakable, that's how, like, all proper comic book villains start. They become friends with the hero and end up having to, like, because of ideology, they end up facing off at the end of the film.
Yeah.
And it falls into that, like, archetype as well. I loved that. I've just got a few other points here, like when Batman finally turns up at the end to fight Liam Neeson, like, one of the quotes, it says to him, "You took my advice about theatricality a bit literally," when he literally flies. Little Game of Thrones quote, Joffrey turns up in Batman Begins.
Oh, he's the kid, isn't he?
Little kid, yeah. That was quite good. Katie Holmes.
Before he became evil King Joffrey.
Yeah. I think the Scarecrow must have turned him in this film or something. The only, like, one negative point for me, there's a few things like Bale's voice people have a go at. I'm not bothered about that. And the action isn't handled very well in the first one because Nolan didn't really know what he was doing yet action-wise. But it almost plays into the film because Batman is in the shadows. You never see him. It almost plays into that feeling of, like, you never see Batman properly because it's always flitting in and out of screen. Yeah. When the reality is that Nolan just didn't know how to shoot an action scene. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In the sequels, you see him fight people all over the place, but it almost works into the mythos of Batman kind of thing. That
I like that. It's sort of it's almost like it was unintentional. Just it was good placement, wasn't it? Like,
yeah. Like, you know, like he'll fly in from the top of the screen and grabs one and fly out again, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. The only my biggest issue with it is Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes.
Right.
I think The Dark Knight they made an upgrade by getting Maggie Gyllenhaal to play that character because Katie Holmes is pretty bad. I think there's one bit at the end of the film where Batman reveals his Bruce Wayne to her by repeating a quote back to her, and she's meant to, like, play it as if to say, like, "Oh my God, it's Bruce," but she goes, "Bruce." You know, really, like, goofy face, like, it's meant to be this big emotional scene, and she's like, "Bruce?" Yeah, she's not great.
Yeah.
But just my final point is, one of the good things about it is the very end of the film, Katie Holmes has got the silk blouse on. You can see her nipples through the silk blouse. That was really good. That was one of the film's highlights. Yeah, so,
yeah. You're doing so well.
Yeah. 5 out of 5.
Right, okay,
yeah. My favourite at the moment of the Batman trilogy.
But on a rewatch of the second and third, maybe.
I'm going to go back to The Dark Knight next. So,
because I watched the second and third recently, and on a second watch for the third one, I was like, this is much better than I remember it being, and I loved it back then.
That's why I've always loved the third one because I've watched it so many times. It works better and better every time.
I think the second's my favourite. It really is. It's not just because of Heath Ledger.
No, I mean, everyone loves part 2, don't they?
Yeah, but part 3 isn't far away. It's really good.
Can I just mention something quickly? The thing that always didn't sit right with me about part 2, the Harvey Dent stuff at the end just feels a bit rushed. And apparently, I've read recently they were planning on doing Two-Face in the third film, but obviously with what happened with Heath Ledger, they ended up making Two-Face like there's almost like a fourth act to that film. You know, like you get to the third act, you think, oh, it's wrapping up. Then there's a fourth act with Two-Face, and you're like, what's going? You know, it feels a bit extended, kind of thing. But that was meant to be the third film. They've crammed it all into that second film because they didn't know whether they'd even do a third film at that point. So
it sounds like with that, and then the whole action scene that you mentioned in the first film, how it was filmed. It's very much like a lot of that was not so much like cobbled together, but that's because that's not the right way to say it. But it was very much that. It's unintentionally got all these parts in it that when you bring them together, it still builds a classic trilogy.
Definitely. It's an amazing film, The Dark Knight, but it just does feel a bit like they had to work on the fly a bit. You can't really blame Heath Ledger, can you? Oh, you went and died. Do you know what I mean? But it does feel a bit like they were like, oh, we're going to have to change something about the finale of this film kind of thing. But it's still an amazing film.
Yeah, because you never actually, at the end of the second film, you never see the end of the Joker. Which is which is what always happened in like the comics.
But I love that. It ends with him dangling like from that pole thing, saying we're gonna do this forever. And that's the last time you see him. Like,
but for me, that adds so much that's such a sort of poignant moment when you reflect on it, because he's like, we're gonna do this forever, because that's what the Joker and Batman do. He's his main villain. But then the actor, obviously, they would never be able to go. They
can never do it again. Like,
so like that's
it's an amazing way to finish it. Like, yeah. I can't wait to watch that again.
No, the second one's my favourite, but that scene specifically it's much different watching that.
Knowing the context of what's really happened.
Like when it came out, everyone knew he did.
Yeah.
Well, what was the time of his death again? Before the film was released?
It was after it was finished.
Finished filming.
It was. I'm sure it was in January 2008, and the film was out in like July or something. Right, so they pretty much filmed up most of it, but they couldn't do any reshoots because he was gone. So,
but that adds to me, for me, like, bad to say, but like that. Well, it's not bad to say. It's just that added to the sort of art of the film.
Definitely.
The fact
that point you mentioned there about the fact we're going to do this forever, but it's like it's tragic because they're not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, just one last point as well. Just the best comic book villains for me are the ones that you almost want to be on their side, and like Ra's al Ghul for me. If I was Bruce Wayne, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go and destroy Gotham for you. You're too cool a dude not to be on the side for you. Like, yeah, so like that's why he's such a great villain, because you can understand his ideology and what he's trying to do, kind of thing. But 5 out of 5. Just quickly, one other film. Oh, one last thing on that.
You've had about 5 one last things here. Like...
No, sorry, 5 out of 5 for Batman. Just quickly on Batman. I've got a theory that Amazing Spider-Man is Batman Begins, basically, and that's why I've never been a big fan of it. But I'll do a video essay on that.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah. Check back for that. I watched Power Rangers as well. Great film, even better than the new Turtles films. 4 out of 5.
Really?
I loved it.
Because that to me looks like. I remember when that was in production, and he went through a few writers, but a few people got fired from it because they'd not made it dark enough. Like, it wasn't dark enough, so they basically some people wanted to write it as a much more comedic film, very much like Power Rangers is goofy, but they tried to make it so serious. So the end result is this Power Rangers film that's styled almost like Twilight.
I mean, it does feel young adult to me, but I'm okay with that.
I've seen.
You are a young adult. So.
Yeah, perfect. Same to me.
I've seen this film as well. I actually quite like the film, but like. It was dead goofy in like parts, because like to me it felt just like a giant Krispy Kreme advert, because like there's this like crystal in the film that they need, like the bad girl, woman, whatever, is trying to get it.
Rita Repulsa.
And she asks, "Well, where's this crystal?" And then the one, I think it's one of the Power Rangers, is like only in the best place on Earth. And then it cuts to her in Krispy Kreme, just eating a Krispy Kreme. It's just like, what the fuck?
But I like that kind of product placement where I'm not a big fan of when people are just drinking like Budweiser, stuff like that. And it's just
you're doing it now
with the label perfectly turned towards
perfectly towards the camera. But when the actual product placement is part of the plot in the film, I'm fine with that. If they had like. If The Dark Knight finished at KFC, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Do you know what I mean? If like they had to go to KFC for some reason for a big fight, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I'd probably go to KFC.
Me and you completely conflict on that.
My favourite game of all time, Crazy Taxi. Product placement all over that game. I love it. KFCs, Pizza Huts.
I didn't realise you were so like commercial.
Oh, I've sold out long ago, me.
You sat there with Fly Emirates written on you.
So that was the last thing. Power Rangers 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. Well, anybody got any final points before we move on to our main film of the week?
I'm happy to move on.
Yep.
All right. Film of the week: Grizzly Man. Great film. Well.
We'll get to that.
Great, yeah. I like. That's the start of the review. A synopsis: a devastating and heart-rending take on grizzly bear activists Timothy Treadwell and Amy Huguenot,
I think that's right, yeah. Well done.
who were killed in October of 2003 while living among grizzly bears in Alaska. So Timothy Treadwell's this character. So three of us have watched it. Sam, you've not watched it, are you?
Well, I hadn't planned to be on the podcast, but I'm here. So
Yeah.
You've been drafted in.
I've been drafted in. Last minute call.
Yeah. So Timothy Treadwell is a recluse.
Well, I was going to start it off by asking you what you thought of Timothy Treadwell as a character. There's a lot of his background in that they mentioned in the film.
I'd like to get into what I think of him.
Well, should we start at the start, or should we just talk about it?
Whatever you guys want to do, I'm fine with.
Okay, let's go with that.
I mean, I like to talk about him.
Go for it, Nick. You don't have to ask my permission.
Right. Well, I actually think he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, but only for certain reasons. Like, he's clearly a lover of animals. He obviously loves animals.
Yeah.
And I can't fault him on that. But and I know. A lot of it's because he has mental issues. He's gone through a lot of. I think, didn't it say he lost jobs, he lost girlfriends, and
Heavy drink, drugs and stuff,
and he had addictions. And
I've got a couple of points. Can I go into that?
yeah, by all means.
He became an addict, drinking drugs, because he missed out on an acting gig. Did you hear what the acting gig was?
What was it?
He went for the role of Woody, which was given to Woody Harrelson on Cheers.
Yeah.
Looking at him, you know what I mean? He could play that part.
They said he was second.
Yeah. Well, he said he was second.
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
of course he said he was second.
Yeah.
But I think who were they talking to? Was his dad?
His dad and mum, I think.
Parents,
Yeah.
yeah.
And his dad was like, "We don't know how far second was from first, but that's what ruined him."
Yeah. Can I just jump in there as well? I feel like there's a lot of people in this film, that bit there, even the mum and dad are kind of like, he said he came second, as if to say,
Yeah.
did he really? Kind of
Rolling
thing.
their eyes.
Yeah. And I'll come back to it later, but even Werner Herzog on the voiceover, there's points where I feel like he's almost not taking the piss. That's the wrong kind of word, but
Doubts.
almost making fun, but very very subtly kind of thing. But I'll come back to a few points I've got for that.
I picked up a bit on. I didn't think it was so much that he was sort of subtly making fun. I think he was presenting it in a way that was very much, look at this incredibly sad story, but here's some points.
Yeah. Can I go into it? I've got a couple of points if that's okay. Early on in the film, he's doing the voiceover and it's like, Timothy Treadwell is at this nature reserve, which is already well protected. As if to say, because Timothy Treadwell's like, I'm here to protect the animals, and Werner Herzog's like, it's a nature reserve. You don't need to be there. So I feel like he's getting a little, not dig, that's not the right word, but just pointing out the futility of what he's doing, kind of thing.
So, to just jump on that, these videos in the film most of it is shot by Timothy Treadwell. He basically would film himself with the bears, and he would catch these amazing moments on film.
No, there was some amazing shots.
Yeah,
Really
so
well.
he's obviously, he knows what he's doing with a camera, but just with the fact is, if you put, hang on,
Sorry.
when you put a camera in the middle of the forest and you start messing around with nature and start manipulating things, then stuff will happen that is it's an incredible moment that's been captured. But at the end of the day, you could leave a camera anywhere,
And you might catch something.
did you just? This is off the topic, but it's a similar topic. Did you hear about the whole rights thing where there's a famous picture that was talked recently? It's a gorilla taking a selfie, right? And so the argument was who owns the rights to that photo, because the monkey, the gorilla, took the photo.
Right.
And obviously animals don't have rights. But the guy's trying to claim it as his own photo because he set the whole scene up and he put his camera down, but the gorilla came up and took it like that and took a selfie. And it ended up in court with Peter saying that the gorilla should be having the rights.
So this was the argument. So it weren't just someone else claiming the right to it. It was just people saying the gorilla should have the rights to that picture.
It was a step too far for animal activism.
Yeah.
It's basically saying you're saying that gorillas are property and they can't have rights. It's like, yeah, I know the gorilla took the photo, but what?
He's not got a photo album.
It's like they're saying that it's almost like the guy who left the camera and set the shot up, almost like he's living off
almost like taking advantage of the gorilla or something.
but he didn't harm the gorilla. He just put the camera down. The gorilla took this like incredible selfie. It's an amazing photo. But that's what I was saying. Like, you can put a camera in the forest and things will just happen.
Yeah.
Is that what the point you were going to make, John?
Oh no, sorry. What I was going to come on to was there's a bit you meant. Well, going off that, where you mentioned that Herzog mentions on the voiceover that like Treadwell sometimes picks up amazing images, but it's almost implying as if like he doesn't even know that he's doing it himself. He's getting it like. Yeah. So again, it's just almost like this little kind of very sly like. We'll
call it sly.
Yeah, and that's not the right word. I can't think of the right subtle. And making fun's not the right word, but just to show that like he's a bit of a clown. He doesn't know what he's doing, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think that outlook is right through the film, and I think that adds to the entire sort of experience that you're looking at it with this weird slant on it.
Totally. Like, I might be adding into the context of that, knowing what Werner Herzog's like. Is very depressive, nihilistic and stuff. And it's the kind of thing he probably would do, you know what I mean? Like, he'd probably have a little kind of like pop at him kind of thing, but... Yeah.
Some of the shots he caught, he captured like shots of foxes leaping across the grass and like these incredible like...
Oh, they were amazing, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's bears playing behind him or like scooping salmon, basically, like out of the water. It's just these amazing moments that just happen that you don't normally see.
Yeah. I loved all the fox stuff. That was amazing.
I loved all that as well.
Yeah.
It was like just stick with the foxes. Just stick with them and like.
Yeah, they like you.
Yeah. He had like a pet squirrel and stuff. Like this guy just lived in the forest and made friends with the animal. Well, he thought he made friends with the animals.
I like the bit where they steal his baseball cap. And it's like, where's my fucking baseball cap?
No, a lot. The thing is though, there's a lot of scenes in it where it's unintentionally like really funny because the scene where they take his hat and he said, "You're genuinely feeling about it. This fox has nicked his hat." He's like, "You better not take that back to the den." Yeah. And he's like going after this fox, swearing at him, and then the shot ends with him going, "It's in the den."
It's amazing.
I was going to mention this before we started, but now we're going to mention it now. He does this full like ages long almost like monologue of a bee that he's filming close up, and it's in a flower. And he's like, "Look at this worker bee. He died doing what he did, doing the pollinating, and like doing this whole scene." And he's like proper feeling dead sad for this bee that died in a flower, and it's just still there. And he's like saying, "Look at this. Look how sad it is." And then the camera shot sort of changes, and the bee moves, and he goes, "Oh, he moved. Maybe he was sleeping." It's amazing. It's just the best.
It's definitely a character in it, like that.
Obviously, there's a quote I wanted to bring up on the film where they were talking about why the birds didn't eat him any sooner, and I'm going to use the words that we used in the film. The guy who was explaining it saying maybe the bears didn't eat him because he was mentally retarded, which is possible, which is probably not true, but that's if you want to take a sort of a different look at it.
Yeah, like the bears almost consider them kind of.
They're like this. This is obviously a weird
guy.
Find him non-threatening.
Yeah, like a non-threatening. Like, who's this guy dancing around in the flowers? You know what I mean? But then,
just going off with like his character and stuff, and him being an addict, that kind of thing. Again, going back to Herzog, he's very interested in obsession. All his films are about obsession. He's done another one called Into the Abyss, which is about like interviewing a guy on death row, which is amazing as well. But I feel that he was interested in this story because Treadwell was an addict. He was obsessed with stuff, and he traded that addiction for like an obsession with bears and what have you.
Yeah.
But it's like he's traded one really unhealthy obsession for another one. You know what I mean? It's like find some middle ground kind of thing. You know what I mean? He's gone from one extreme to the other. Yeah, I just find that really.
Yeah,
I can imagine that being a Herzog kind of thing to get into. Like, yeah. So I just got a few other points, if that's okay.
Go for it.
I think you kind of alluded to this earlier. It probably wouldn't have put him off that the film was basically shot for him already.
Yeah.
In terms of doing a documentary, he's got like 80% of it's already, the work's already done for you. Just got to do a bit of voiceover and then yeah. So like, you know what I mean? In terms of an appealing project, it's like, yeah, I can knock that out of my lunch hour kind of thing. I think actually you mentioned, Nick, some of the people who were interviewed you weren't totally happy with.
Yeah, I just like some of the. I think, do you know the woman that had these? In fact, it's just everyone as a whole that was being interviewed. It felt like everyone was just acting, and it didn't feel real at any point in the interviews. It always like there's one bit where I think it's the director. What's his name again?
Werner Herzog.
I think it was him giving this woman like a watch of Timothy's.
Sorry, that was the coroner that Joe
was it the
mentioned
coroner?
earlier.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the coroner giving the watch them, and he's like, "Here, I have brought you a watch of Timothy's for you to keep."
Oh.
And it felt really acted, and I never believed any of it. It just
Very wooden.
Yeah.
But that's it. I felt that added to those scenes because it felt out completely. Like, do you know, almost like Twin Peaks season 1, where it's just this really strange sort of situation. You're watching a situation that's weird anyway, and then you've got weird scenes like that where he's like, "Here's his watch. I want you to have it," and it's just like, it's all just odd.
And
it's like, so just quickly going off that point, like, it's a weird one because it's like if we were in a documentary, we wouldn't be ourselves. We'd be portraying ourselves in a certain way to try and come across okay, so we would seem like we were wooden, you know what I mean? It'd be like,
I'm not sure,
hello Nick, we're doing a documentary.
I'm not sure if I agree with that point. I don't think I'd be that wooden. I mean, I might be, but I don't think I would be. But apart from that, there was another character. I think Joe wanted to talk about this guy. It is the coroner.
Yeah, the coroner.
Like,
he's the most Twin Peaks character I've ever seen.
he was a character and a half, wasn't he? Like,
the way he was telling a story about how he died, like Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend. He's just the most theatrical performance you can imagine from a coroner talking about how it went down. And I don't know if he ever heard the tape of how he died. He probably did. But the way he was like really passionately telling you how it happened is like, you love your job as a coroner.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it must be right after that scene when Werner Herzog's actually in the film. I think the only time he's in the film.
listening to the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the quote there when he tells the ex-girlfriend.
Sorry, just to put this in context, the tape, when he died, it was actually, there's an audio recording of that.
Yeah.
So that's what this tape is.
Yeah, so the girlfriend knows there's an audio recording of him dying. And they've got photos at the coroner's office. And his advice to Werner Herzog is, you must never listen to this. And you should never look at the photos at the coroner's. But if someone told me that, I'd be like, I'll have to go and have a look.
It's the way he's listening to the recording.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you turn it off? Just because he can't handle listening to it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you must destroy this tape. And he basically says that it's going to be the white elephant in the room for like her entire life if she doesn't destroy it.
Yeah.
And there are versions online that most people think are fake, but you never know. There could be a real one out there.
I mean, we found this today, didn't we? This
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 2-minute clip, and from what I heard, it's like it's blood curdling. It really is like.
It made me feel a bit queasy, like this recording.
But that's the thing. I think I've not listened to it, but I'm going to just say it's fake.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It could be.
I mean,
got debunked.
When I listened to it, I didn't even. I don't know why I didn't consider this. It's the internet, so I should have considered it. But so when I was listening to it, like like John said, I felt almost a bit sick. I was just like, oh god, this is horrible. Because like there's these screams which they literally just go through your body. You're like, oh god, this is horrible.
As a sound designer, though, like what you could do is like I could record myself just screaming in agony, and then if I just like bite an apple, it'll sound like a bone crunching.
Oh,
you can put different sound effects and stuff in.
It didn't really. Show any like bones crunching. You heard a bear grunt every now and then.
I mean, I could not. All I'm saying is I could knock a fake version of this.
Yeah, I'm guessing you
Can
could.
you do that? Can we hear your fake version of this?
Just get one recorded.
Yeah. Edit yours into the podcast at this point.
Nope, not got time for that.
Side project.
But on the subject of like some of the people being interviewed, I think like the one person that was getting interviewed that I actually almost believed. I think he was in like a hangar. There's some guy getting interviewed, and he was actually getting angry about something.
Yeah, was it the pilot, the plane guy?
Yeah, I think so. But like he was just like stood in a hangar. He seemed to be like a bit of a big guy kind of thing.
Mm.
But I think he was more concerned about the woman.
Putting her in danger.
Because he proper getting dead angry about it, and I believed him. Everyone else just felt far too acted and wouldn't, like you say.
Well, going off from that, like he got a lot of hate mail. They mentioned at the start of the film. Timothy Treadwell, you know, just in general, people were like, what, you know, don't be a fucking idiot, you know.
Grizzly bears eat Democrats and liberals.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then later in the film, when he's actually at one of the nature reserves, people have left messages for him carved into the wood and stuff.
Well, that's it. Like, people were like hunting him. Well, not hunting him down, but they were like trying, like finding him, weren't they?
Yeah.
Out there?
I mean, he
like,
shouldn't have been there, really, should he? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they definitely.
Like, there's that
creepy.
scene where like there's like a boat, like a boat full of people, and he's there in the bush. He's like, I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just sat there going, they've heard you or seen you.
Yeah.
Sat on the boat going,
So there's a couple of points where they turn around and just clearly look at him and just like.
That's what I mean. It's no more than like from me to you almost, John. And he's there like he's not whispering by any. He's just like, I don't want these people to hear me. It's like.
Yeah, he's such an odd
outside,
character.
I don't want these people to hear it.
It's like a South Park episode or something like Joe mentioned, looking for Man Bear Pig.
Yeah. I'd say Timothy Treadwell is a South Park character. He's just
just doesn't know it.
The tropes for it. Do you know what I mean?
Like what I was saying before about his character, like I do think he's definitely an animal lover, but the fact he put himself in that situation, like it's. That, like he's supposed to love bears, but he put himself in that situation where he could be killed by a bear, and then a bear had to be killed because of it.
Well, he literally says, "I will die for these bears."
I know, but
earlier on in the film,
I know, but he literally said, "I won't bring a weapon with me. I'd rather die from a bear attack." But like he didn't even consider the fact that bear would then be killed because of that.
Yeah,
that bear could have lived on if he hadn't been a twat. And
I think as well though, like a lot of people blame him for the death of the other woman who apparently was scared of bears.
Yeah,
she didn't like bears at all, and she would just happen to be in a relationship with him. I don't know. They never came out and said what the relationship.
Oh well, it's
in
funny
the documentary. It kind of skirts around it a bit, doesn't it? It kind of almost like says like he had women that visited every now and then,
like a cult leader
almost like that, like as if she weren't the only one who'd come out to visit him and spend the night with him or something. So she weren't his girlfriend. She was just kind of one that was there with him at the time.
Yeah, and like there's a whole scene of him like talking to camera about like how he's rubbish with women and stuff. And he wishes he was better with women, and they all think he's a creep and stuff. And he wishes he was gay because he thinks that'd be easier. It's like, what? Yeah, it's very interesting character.
Yeah, completely delusional.
Yeah.
I think his heart was in the right place, but
that's the thing, innit?
Mentally, he can't have been all there.
Yeah.
Like, what they say in the film is that in that Alaskan community, he crossed the line basically. Now that community respects the bears. Now you respect the bears by not messing about with nature.
Not taking the piss kind of thing.
Yeah, don't take the piss. As much as you are well-meaning, you're causing probably more damage. Like not necessarily with the bears bit, but he manipulated the rocks at one point to help the fish swim down, like swim down a sort of rock. What would you call that? Rock stuff.
Like a fish ladder, basically. Once it,
he manipulated that so they all had a nice stream to go down.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like it's nature. Like it'll sort itself out, kind of thing. Yeah.
So like literally, like it's. Some people were saying like it's just obscene what he was doing. That you're literally going into this like nature reserve and just messing around. And just doing your own thing there.
That's like the first rule that you just shouldn't mess with nature. Like other BBC documentaries, like they'll show you that at the end of like the 10 minutes at the end of it, they'll show you how they filmed it. But they'll show sort of like gruesome stuff where they could help out, or like where an elephant's like it has an injured leg where it's been left behind, where they don't go pick the elephant up, take it to a vet or someone that can help. It's like they have to leave that because that's nature and that is what has happened. They can't change nature's course. Like
there's a bit where he comes across like a dead cub from like one of the bears, and the cub had been like killed, I think, by other bears because that's just what happens in nature. Like grizzly bears, they'll kill the child cub so that the mother will stop producing like milk, and then the mother is like fertile again, and so he can get his rocks off. Basically, that's what happens in nature in bears. And when he went and found like this dead baby, like baby bear, It's like his mind just forgot all the terrible stuff that could happen, and he was like, "Look how sad this is! Like, look how sad it's like that is the definition of like nature." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it's taken like a weird look at it, which I think makes the whole. It's kind of like Werner Herzog. That's how you pronounce that.
Yep.
He's took a weird slant view at Timothy Treadwell, who took a weird slant view to an extreme. Looking at bears, which is a weird story anyway.
Oh, sorry, there's one quote, and I didn't make a note of it, but he was saying, like, this is where I disagree with Timothy Treadwell. He has a belief on life of, like, bears having kinship and you know, everything nice and happy, blah, blah, blah. But with my viewpoint, is life is chaos, hostility, and murder. And it's just amazing. Like yep, Werner, you're pretty much right.
Right, I've got the quote for you here. I'll read it out. And what haunts me is that in all the faces of all the bears that Treadwell ever filmed, I discover no kinship, no understanding, no mercy. I see only the overwhelming indifference of nature. To me, there is no such thing as a secret world of the bears. And this blank stare, this was whilst the video shot of the bear was on, this blank stare speaks only of a half-bored interest in food. But for Timothy Treadwell, this bear was a friend, a saviour. And now he does that quote over this footage where you're looking at a bear, and he's got this look about him where he's like, I'm hungry. Yeah. That's just because that's what nature is. That's what the bear is.
Can I ask, could you just quickly Google chaos, hostility, and murder with Herzog? I'm sure that there's an amazing quote with that as well. Oh.
Reenacting the scene of his death.
Apologies if I'm killing time here, but
I found the quote that you're on about. I believe the common denominator of the universe is not harmony, but chaos, hostility, and murder.
That's it. Because Treadwell had this big like diatribe of like, you know.
No, I really like that.
Yeah, it's great. But Werner Herzog is such an interesting character.
Yeah.
He makes fiction films. He makes documentary films. He acts. You know, he was in a Jack Reacher as the bad guy.
I've got another quote that is from Herzog on Herzog, which I've never seen.
Oh, right.
But this is in a similar sort of level as that. I am fascinated by the idea that our civilization is like a thin layer of ice upon a deep ocean of chaos and darkness. It's just fantastic.
He's spot on.
All right, have we got any final points before we get to our ratings?
I think I'm watching a couple of scenes to mention.
Yep.
Like there's a bear fight in the middle of the film where you find out one of the bears has pooed itself during the fight.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention this.
And he stood over the poo just pointing at it, and then he does like a whole fight commentary, going, "Well, you know, you fought well, but you took a few punches," and it's like, it's just such a weird character. Like
it's when he touches it though.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
was that the same poo?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he's talking about, this came from my lady or whatever he says.
This came from inside of her.
I know, yeah. It's the weirdest thing ever, but
This is part of her.
and he literally starts touching it, doesn't he? Like this is part of her.
Yeah.
This has come from inside of her. It's like, what are you doing?
He's quite a camp character, isn't he? You know what I
He
mean?
is,
That's the way he comes across.
Yeah.
But there's another bit where he just goes on a swearing rant when he's talking about the park service, trying to film the scene.
He's gone absolutely insane.
Yeah, just fucking this, fucking that. But Werner Herzog just like mutes him and just a voiceover. It's like, we couldn't play this bit because he has an attack on the park service.
Still leave it in though. Still leave it in.
Yeah, so then the last 2 points.
Yeah, I was going to finish off by saying I enjoyed the music in the film. I thought that was good. I thought it was appropriate music.
Yeah.
And just the way it was structured, I thought it was good. It was a good documentary structure.
Yeah, definitely.
On a strange, interesting subject matter.
Yeah.
Shot in a great way, and it was really good. Should we give ratings?
Yep.
I'm probably going to give this 4.5 stars out of 5. I'm not far away from giving it 5. I don't know whether I'll give it 5. I might do one day, but right now it's 4.5.
Okay, don't.
Nick?
I'll be going with a 4. 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Like I say, some of the interviews just seemed too active for me. And I know that you said that I did for you, but for me it took away from it for me. So 4 out of 5.
John?
Oh, look at Inman then.
Well, I mean,
based on what you've heard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give a rating But
Yeah,
from what you've said, it sounds like it's going to be an interesting watch, and I want to get around to
You're gonna
it.
get around to watching it then.
Like you said, it's the running time on it, Sam, is 104 minutes, so it's not a long watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can cram that in, definitely. I'm going 5 stars. Loved it. I feel like I'm giving everything 5 nowadays, but yeah, 5 stars.
Cool.
I need to check out more of his documentaries. Into the Abyss is amazing. You guys would love that, I think.
Yeah, I don't actually think I've ever watched any by him.
We saw the trailer for Lo and Behold when we went to watch the Louis Theroux film last year, and that looks really interesting as well.
Right, okay. I'm sure you mentioned that at the time.
Yeah, so check out some of his films. I'm sure you'll enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Fantastic.
Sounds good. All right, well, let's finish off there for the week. Who wants to do the social media this week?
All right, I guess it's me, innit? I mean, I'll start off by saying my personal one, which is at DSTNick on Twitter.
Get the most important one out of the way, your personal one before the main show.
Well, we'll come to that at the end. Does anyone else want to give out the personal Twitters?
At Rubik's Football, which might be a bit more active now the Prem season has started.
Oh, yeah. I'm at Taylor1980.
I'm at It's Joe.
And we have our main Twitter account, which is at DST Podcast. Go ahead and follow us over there. Tweet us any feedback and all that jazz.
Yep.
I mean, we have an Instagram, which is at DST Podcast and the number 4, if you want to follow us there or wherever.
Likes his numbers, Jono.
Yeah, loves his numbers.
Mathematician.
But we've not long ago we've launched a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/DST podcast.
I don't think anyone ever actually searches that, but I
was gonna say that's the URL, but you can just type in "Don't Spoil the Ending" podcast on Facebook, and you can find it as well. So
good stuff. All right. Well, I've enjoyed the show this week, guys.
Yep,
I think that's my stock answer to this part of the show. It's like just before the ending, I go, "Well, I've had fun this week, guys." But yeah, no, I've enjoyed this show. It's been a good one, I think.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I'm just put this out there. I'm not leaving the show, but I'm going to take a few weeks off. Got some other projects to deal with that might one day come out. So I've got some stuff to do.
Joe's leaving the show.
Yeah, so
Hi, Joe.
So I'm probably going to continue to do the editing for a while, and then I think my next episode is probably going to be the Game of Thrones finale. I'd like to guest on Nick and John, your show.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've requested this because I really want you to myself, to be honest.
yeah. I'd like to be on it. So as the usual host, I don't know who I'm handing the reins over to, but
I think we can just take it in turns, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, whoever I hand it over to, I'm sure I'm leaving it in passably capable hands. I'm sure we'll have a somewhat acceptable product at the end of it.
Yeah. We won't quote you on that.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, let's finish that.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Right, cheers.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I did have a poem, but I'm not gonna
Oh, really?
Well, I was gonna do a little 4-word poem. I was gonna my leaving poem.
Oh.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Fuck you guys. Goodbye.
That's more than 4 words.
Clearly meant 4 lines.
When you said words, I was like...